Welcome back, my friends, to Marvel Snap. Patch 3 has dropped with a slew of changes to the game, headlined by here the Nexus Event. Test Your Might, running for 2 weeks. This event sort of allows you to buy specific cards and add them to your collection. Well, is it worth investing your currency, and how much is it really going to cost to be able to add these premium cards to your collection? I've crunched all the numbers and I'm ready to break it down. Nexus events will potentially have exclusive rewards to their 2-week run. There's a lot of nuances to how the pack functions, and if you are interested in picking these up, then you're going to want to make sure you understand everything about this event before you dive in and start spending your currency. Patch 3 also came with a number of balance changes, hitting a number of high-performing cards. I break down the changes and how to potentially adapt your decks in a separate video. This one is going to be all about the Nexus events, the overhaul to the progression system that the devs have given us, and all the new odds that you need to understand for the different packs they're giving us. First off, enormous PSA, purchasing one Nexus pack does not immediately add one of these headline cards to your collection. No, the event has a number of different rewards. They're using these to draw people in, but these are the ultra rare rewards. When you open one of the Nexus packs, the game will first decide whether you got a super rare reward at 1.5% of the time, a rare reward at 9.5% of the time, or a common reward, vast majority here, 89% of the time, opening up one of these common packs. And the common pack is split 50-50, credits and boosters, I mean, nothing. I don't value boosters in the slightest. They might as well put a little message on screen. Come back when you got some money, buddy. Quoting from BioShock vending machines. The credit exchange rate doesn't look too bad for how many gold that you're putting in for a pack. Getting 200 credits for 180 gold is a little bit worse than buying the pack of the highest efficiency conversion in the store outright, and then 300 and 400 are quite a bit better, but that is before you factor in that half of these pulls are worth nothing in boosters, which then makes this exchange rate very bad. Now we're looking to the rare and super rare rewards to try and elevate the value of this pack. If you pull a rare, you have an even odd chance of getting any of these variant art cards and any of these avatars. These variant art cards work different than anywhere else in the game. Normally you're only offered a variant art of a card that you already have the original of, but this is not the case for these Guardian cards. When you open up the pack, you can pull a variant art of a card that you don't have the original of, and then you can immediately start using that card in your deck. So it's effectively unlocking the card for you. Later on throughout the course of your natural progression, you will get the original art of the card as well, and I quite like this adaptation. I think that the variant art here for the Guardians is amazing, and I think that their base cards are pretty terrible. So I will not be playing with the Guardians anytime soon, and I'm not too interested in picking up this alternate art. So now on to what we are really all here for, the super rare rewards. Jane Foster, the Mighty Thor. This is currently the only way to be able to acquire this card. On reveal, draw all cards that cost 0 from your deck. This is clearly meant to be married to Thor, who is headlining the premium battle pass right now. He's creating a 0-cost Mjolnir in the deck. Jane will be able to guarantee drawing Mjolnir. You play him for a large buff, I'm assuming the hammer's gender. You play Mjolnir to be able to get the buff onto Thor, and they form a power duo there. The other ultra rare card is the Destroyer. On reveal, destroy your other cards. He is just a common pull within the Pool 3 set of cards. Pool 3 is very slow to be able to collect, so a lot of people will not have him added to the collection yet, but he can be obtained through the normal collection means. They also have variant art for both of the headline cards here. Chibi Jane Foster, and then a Thor the Destroyer. This variant art works the way it normally does, where you can only get the variant art if you already have the base version of one of the cards, and the first time you pull a ultra or a super rare, I guess I've been saying those interchangeably. The first time you pull a super rare reward, you are guaranteed to get a base card. If you don't have either one, then you have an even chance of one or the other. And if you already have one, which in my case, I've already been able to collect the Destroyer, I would be guaranteed to obtain Jane Foster. The event is still going to run for about a week and a half. So if you are going to try and do the bare minimum to be able to get Jane Foster as the titular headline brand new card, my recommendation is to wait as long as possible and extend your collection level as much as you can to try and pull the Destroyer through natural means, and then you'll be guaranteed to pick up Jane if you are diving into the event to be able to pull a super rare reward. Another nuance of the super rare reward tier is that these variant art cards may be exclusive to the event itself. They seem to be waffling a little bit on their statement here. Potentially may not be available to be earned again in the future. Hopefully, when an event is going to have truly exclusive rewards, they will explicitly say that they are going to be exclusive and then stick to it. But this is all going to be after global launch. So anything that we see here in the beta season prior to global launch, there will be second chances at acquiring. So don't worry if you miss out on the Chibi Mighty Thor or the Thor Destroyer. You should be able to get a second pass at acquiring one of these. Now that we know odds and rewards, we can start to talk price tag. Now, the ultra rare and the rare packs have bad luck protection mechanics. You are guaranteed to open a super rare reward at 50 packs, and you are guaranteed to get a rare or better every 10 opens. This means that every time you open a pack and it is not a super rare, it's going to increase a counter here. Once you hit 50, you're going to be guaranteed to open one of those ultra rare hits. And then on the rare side, every time you don't hit a rare or a super rare, it will increase the counter up until 10 to guarantee giving you one of these variants or the avatars. If you're interested in how much protection against bad luck this is really providing, on the super rare side, it is a lot. Your chance of pulling a super rare naturally at the 1.5% chance in 50 attempts is going to be a little over 50% of the time. And so it's going to be protecting you about half the time. You're going to run into having to go all the way to the guarantee 50 to be able to get your super rare. On the rare side, it's more 1/3 of cases. So in about 2/3 of the time, you'll naturally pull a rare within 10 opens, and then in 1/3 of the time, you're going to be hitting that guarantee at 10. With the guarantees in place, if you open 200 packs, you're guaranteed to pull all of the super rare and rare rewards in the event. 10 pulls comes out to 1,800 gold. We multiply this by 5. So to be able to hit that 50 for your first guaranteed super rare, you're going to be spending 9,000 gold, and then to be able to empty everything out of the event, you're going to be spending 36,000 gold. Hopping back to the store and looking at the American currency conversion, this is where the price tag gets crazy, guys. You're going to have to spend a little over $100 to be able to pick up that 50 pack level if you are buying all of your gold. So this is not counting any of the free premium currency that you naturally acquire, though per season they're only predicting that for free you get about 2,000 premium currency, so it's just a drop in the bucket compared to what it's going to cost to actually go deep into this event. And to be able to get everything out of the event, it's going to cost you $450. The real kicker is that on the 50, they gouge you again because the $50 pack is at worse exchange rate, and so it would not give you the full 4,000 that you need to complete all of your purchases. But if you're spending that much anyway, you should only be buying the $100 pack to get the best efficiency possible. Now that is the maximum price that you would have to pay to be able to pull out all the rewards, because you do have the chance of naturally pulling rewards a little bit early. The average price tag for people going through and trying to pull things out is going to be a little lower. It's going to be about $330 for pulling all of the super rare rewards, and then to be able to get to that first one, it's going to be about $80. But when you're only going for one pull, there's a lot more variance. And you could very easily hit that max, the limit, hitting the guarantee of 50 pulls and having to pay the full, about 112 to be able to invest the gold to acquire that. Now for the big question, is the event worth spending your premium currency on? Well, I'm going to base my recommendations to players based on the main categories that players fall within in the free-to-play mobile game economies. First off, if you are someone who consistently is spending money on the game, this is how you can keep your collection perfectly up to date. Jane Foster the Mighty Thor is currently only available through this event. I would just recommend that going in, you tell yourself the price tag for this card is hitting the full 50 pack openings, that full $112 price tag to be able to get this girl. Also, I would recommend only buying until you acquire the mighty Thor, and do as much as you can to pick up the destroyer for free through regular means if you don't have him already. I would completely avoid the variants right now because they have explicitly said that the exclusivity for the premium artwork or the variant artwork here is only going to exist after global launch. This is telling me that there is going to be second chances at acquiring these pieces afterwards. You're going to get a second shot at it. And with how often they have been retooling the progression system overall, they may be more accessible in the future than right now. If you are someone who only occasionally wants to spend money on the game, then it's going to depend on how much Jane Foster, the mighty Thor, is calling to you. Right now, while she does have clear synergy with Thor, it doesn't seem like they are going to be making a big dent on the meta, but it wouldn't necessarily make that discourage you. If you like the archetype or the potential here, the interplay between the cards, if that seems fun to you, then I would go ahead and try and round out the collection. With how aggressive the developers have been in putting out balance changes, if they come to see that their premium rewards cards are not making a shakeup on the meta, I am sure that balance changes will be coming to make them viable in the future. Now, if you're someone who spends very little on the game and you're here wondering, should I put $10 of premium currency into the event, or should I purchase the premium season battle pass? It's the premium battle pass every single time. The rewards here are much better. You're guaranteed to pick up the new card. You get a lot more premium currency and some other rewards as well. And this extra premium currency can then feed into the Nexus event. So there's synergy there of purchasing the premium battle pass will get you farther in the Nexus event, whereas purchasing in the Nexus event is going to do absolutely nothing for you in terms of the battle pass. Finally, if you are hardcore free to play and the only gold that you have is what you have stockpiled, what you have hoarded up, receiving for free through progression means, is this a worthwhile place to spend your gold? Well, not really. If you're looking for a conversion to credits, which is the most often thing you're going to get in the event from that common pack, you get a much better exchange rate buying it outright from the store right here. You can only make one purchase a day, I believe, but if you stretch that out, this is the best way to convert your premium gold into credits to accelerate your progression on the collection level side. If it's some of the variant artwork that you are interested in, it is once again going to be cheaper to wait for a daily offer of something specific and then spend the $750 to get exactly what you want, rather than throwing gold into the Nexus event to try and pick up some of the variant artwork, potentially from the rare rewards tier. If you do at some point want to have one of the brand new Nexus event cards on day one, you're going to have to stockpile 9,000 gold to make sure that you are able to hit enough pulls out of the Nexus event to be able to get that super rare reward. An interesting nuance of the bad luck protection is that it actually carries over in between events. So if in this event I purchase, say, 20 opens and I don't get a super rare, which is very likely to happen, then in the next event, I'm going to be starting at those 20 attempts and I only have to purchase 30 to be able to get my super rare. And this can keep on accumulating forever. So if you keep on pulling just passively out of the Nexus events, you will eventually be able to taste that sweet reward of a super rare card. There's my recommendations. Hopefully one of the categories spoke to you and you were able to, with this video, fully understand what you are getting into before you start dropping your premium currency into the event. Now we're going to go back. I've already got some footage of me blowing my stockpiled gold so that you can see what the pack opening looks like. Okay, let's open our packs and then we're going to talk about the changes they have made to the rest of the progression system. Open 10. Oh, my hard-earned gold going away. Fingers crossed, guys. Send me your energy. All right, 30 Sunspot boosters, so nothing. 400 credits. This was a 5% pull out of the common. That's fantastic. Let's put things back on the normal overlay here. I'll claim those 400. Oh, 30 claw. No, please, no more boosters. 400 credits again. We hit the 5% back to back. 200, that's the common. I got a new avatar of Star-Lord. Oh, well, if you've seen my tier list, I think that he is the best card, best looking card in the game. And so that was our one rare. Shang-Chi, 200 credits. Hawkeye boosters, Mr. Fantastic boosters. And there it goes. So we pulled one rare out of the 10 openings. I'd already opened a few, so I think I actually hit the guarantee there on the rare, and everything else I pulled was commons. Part 2 of this video is going to be understanding the overhaul that has come to the progression system. Gone are the guaranteed mystery cards and also the little gold goodie bags, and now we have the collector's cash between collection level 500 and 1000, and if I scroll up past level 1000, you have the collector's reserve replacing those exact same categories and spread out quite a bit farther apart from each other. First up, the collector's cash. You have a 50% chance of getting a new card and 50% chance of some kind of currency. When you do get currency, instead of getting 50 gold, you now get 150 gold, so a lot more generous with the premium currency here. And instead of the 100 or 200 credits, we're up to 150 or 300. By the time you hit collection level 1000 up to the collector's reserve, the gold boxes, you have 25% chance to get a new card, slowing down your progression of acquiring new cards, 25% chance to get a new cosmetic reward like a variant art or an avatar, and then the other 50% chance is currency, and now we're getting 200 gold or 200 to 400 credits. The developers are claiming that this change is going to stay about consistent with acquiring new cards up until collection level 1500, and then after 1500 is where we're going to be unlocking cards about twice as fast as before. There is some variance now with opening the packs and only having a chance at a card rather than the guarantee of a card before. But they've said that they've implemented bad luck protection that's going to try and make sure that everyone who has the same collection level is close to the same number of unique cards. What this tells me is that there has to be some kind of hidden mechanic of guarantee card pulls, very similar to how they were implemented in the Nexus event. We're just not sure what exactly it is. Say I miss pulling a card 3 times in a row. Am I guaranteed to get the card on the 4th pull? Maybe. We'll have to wait and find out if the odds are ever disclosed. Another change from patch 3 is coming to the missions window. So now you have your mission slots. As you acquire 35 total missions completed, you are able to complete the weekly challenge, and at every one of these checkpoints, you get a dribble of currency. Then all of your season pass missions are in a nice tight window without having to click across. Overall, this is much slicker, faster, and I love it. Also, it has the option to be able to refill your mission slots immediately for 120 gold. This is going to give you 150 worth of credits, which is a decent exchange rate, and it's also going to give you a little dribble of progress on that season pass tracker, which if we go back to the season pass, once you hit, close out of there, once you get down past 50, you get season caches. Now, these are said to have variant art and currency within them, but we don't know the exact odds or their contents. Once we get down in here, if it is significant, we may do a little breakdown talking about the season cache, and that is something that could potentially make the progress on actually unlocking refills. If you're someone who plays a ton and wants to unlock extra missions, could be a very desirable way to spend your premium currency. There's a breakdown of all the patch 3 changes. If you're interested in seeing the balance changes, you can check out my video on that. We've gone through all of the Nexus events, the overhaul to the progression system. What do you guys think? Have you gotten lucky on the Nexus event? Let me know down in the comments. Are you planning on buying out of here? Do you think that the $100 price tag is crazy for a new card? Well, I would love to hear all of your opinions down in the comments. Subscribe for more Marvel Snap content. We have a ton of videos in production over here. And until next time, thank you guys for watching and have a good one.